Tourist brochures, eh? Planning a little vacation?
Yep, Benny and the kid think I could do a little airing out. Been in this tomb so long, I'm starting to grow mold. Problem is, there's just so many darn places to visit.
A little town called Stuttgart.
Stuttgart? You mean to tell me I've been standing here talking to a couple of dang nab-dad-blasted Stuttgarterians?
What's your language, Gramps?
No cursing in the burial chamber.
Oh, ho, ho. You ain't experienced cursing till you got a snootful of my extra spicy bad luck whammy.
Call it. Heads or tails?
Tails. No heads. Hell, no tails.
You lose.
I'm suddenly feeling less repellent, Samus.
Me too, little buddy. The curse must have worn
Don't
off.
throw
Let's
things
score
to the
some
doorway
chicks.
of death. Do you want to dull the blades?
No. That's a good crocodile-headed tomb guardian. Hey, you might...
Hey, we're the meat-based version of us again.
Now, to scramble this security spell. Great. They're welded in place. It's a perfectly fine protection spell, but I think we can improve it. Now that's an inscription.
What's all the commotion? Did I cast that protection spell, or didn't I? Can't remember. Well, no harm in giving it another shot.
Look! No moles in sight. Stone Guardian guys, otherwise occupied.
Unbreakable spell of protection, broken.
Nothing standing between us and that toy box but air. Come on, little buddy, let's go get it. I think this is where we came in.
I'm experiencing a newfound sense of respect for our forebears, Sam.
I know how you feel, little buddy. Say what you will about our gene pool. It did manage to produce a couple of winners.
You hear that? You guys are winners!
If you factor out the squalid death in the dirty boiler room. Somebody on this train has our toy box, and we're gonna get it back. Hi there. Hope works out.
Missy.
Hey, remember us?
Of course.
After all we've been through together in Real 2, I feel I can speak freely.
Yes?
I'm sorry to report that your daughter is harboring a massive crush.
On whom?
On us.
Still? Well, then I'm sorry, guys, but I'm gonna have to hit you again with the old sexo-rejexo hex. Until the curse wears off, the very sound of your voice will repulse the opposite sex.
Keep riding the rails, Mr. Molman.
Okay.
Yeah?
Let me talk to Slushy.
What's up, dog?
Wait right there. I've got the perfect kid for you.
Yeah? That's fantastic, pal! Send him over! Okay, boys, cut to the punchline.
It's playtime.
You really liked it then? Liked it? I adored it! Haven't had that much fun in ages. Made me feel like a 16-month-old again.
Hot dog, that's just what we was hoping to hear. Thanks, kid.
Revelatory. Positively revelatory. I dare say that toy has changed the course of my entire life. It's a model biplane.
Slushy hasn't even attempted to bite my neck.
Don't be offended, little...
Yeah?
Let me talk to Slushy.
What's up, dog?
Pringle wants to see you.
Ah, great, 'cause I want to see him. Can't wait to see the look on his face when I tell him all about our new toy biplane.
Ah, don't bite me! Don't bite me!
Well, what did he think?
Who?
Crinkle, about the toy.
Oh, right. Matter of fact, I never made it to his compartment. I got caught up in some personal business along the way. Yeah, excuse me.
I'm not leaving till the back...
Yes?
You're looking a little peaked.
I know! I have become a vampire! A horrible creature of the night, feared and loathed by all!
Ah, cheer up, Jurgen. You were loathed by all before you became a vampire.
Look on the bright side. Surely the mole girl will leave you alone. Now you're...
Tragically sexy than before!
Oh.
Tough break.
If you're still looking for the vampire reverse curse, you won't find it here.
No, it's too late for that. I was just thinking how this sarcophagus would make a voodoo bar bed if I could find another place to stash the moldering corpse.
Stay out of the sun.
Yes, your concern is so touching.
Shall we?
Yes, let's shall.
Oh, no, you don't! Oh, garlic! Crosses! My own protective talismans are keeping me away! Oh, the bitter irony of it all! Curses!
Curses indeed.
Stop! Get your filthy hands off that toy box! It's not for the likes of you! It's...
Empty.
What?
The trunk is empty.
No! I have failed you, Yogg-Sagoth, but you will be avenged!
You know, even for a vampire, he's a weirdo. Look, Samus, cookie crumbs.
Who is it now?
Oh, no.
Go!
as a responsible adult... As a responsible adult, I feel it's my duty to give you this.
Hey! Huh? My dearest Jurgen? Dewy young moleskin? Long pale fingers? The Nefertiti!
Dad! We're in love!
You are not!
I hope I am not interrupting any soon.
Debaucher, cradle robber, despoiler of innocence!
Perhaps this is a bad time.
I curse you!
No!
Whatever.
You've ruined my life! Yeah? Survive this! The whole scene hex.
I don't like this any better than you do, little buddy. Nature's miracle. Keep working at it. Pringle likes cookies. Pringle likes milk.
Who is it now?
Room service.
For the love of Blitzen, it's about damn time. Yeah, hold on a minute.
Cookies! And milk! And they threw in a free can of nuts to make up for the inconvenience. You're bad for me, you naughty little snacks. But you go down so good. What the holly berries?
He's out cold.
What? You mean I gave up my precious milk for nothing?
Wait a minute, there's a note. The Brotherhood of Yog Sothoth. Who could have written this?
Who indeed?
My word. I've been double-crossed! Out, damn you, out!
Well, that's the lot of them, little buddy. We've cleared every name on the list.
Except one.
Huh?
I must admit you had me fooled, Samuth. Always so concerned about the missing toy box, and the way you were always slipping off for a smoke break.
I never slipped off for a...
Grand Central Station, now arriving at Grand Central Station, New York, New York.
What's that? Baby
Baby
Amelia
Amelia Earhart?
Yes, baby Amelia Earhart. Little baby Amelia Earhart, not worth bothering with, not good enough to play with the big boys. Oh no, she's just a woman. Well, it appears this insignificant female has beat quite a few of the big boys at their own game, and now she's going home with all the toys, while the others are left scratching their heads, wondering what hit them.
Grand Central Station!
Any last words before we part?
Watch your step.
Kind of anticlimactic for a boss fight.
I thought it was exciting. Let's take this toy box and skedaddle, little pal. We've got an appointment with Monsieur Paperweight.
I'm suddenly feeling less repellent,
the
Sam.
olden
days are fun. How come you never take me on transoceanic train trips, Sam?
The Zeppelin industry has rendered that mode of transportation obsolete, little buddy. We've got to beat this.
What can I do for you, my good buddy?
Just on a hypothetical, what would it mean if I found an inscription with a bat and 3 hands?
Ah, you've discovered the reverse curse.
What's the reverse curse?
Handa, handa, handa. That's the universal undo code in Egyptian magic. It negates any spell that come before.
Interesting.
As for bat, you know that's the Wumpire curse.
Right.
You're not giving Wumpire reverse curse to foul elf, are you?
Wouldn't dream of it. Keep on cursing.
Okie dokie.
Hey, Slushy, get the dog in the suit.
Nice hat, mister. What's the matter? Yous get off at the wrong stop or something?
Swells like yous generally steer clear of Little Arctic Circle.
We represent Toymaker's Local 614.
Stand up and be counted. No contract, no work.
Pipe down. We don't need that kind of trouble. We got a cushy setup here.
5 hours off every other month. Oh, and we just last week talked the boss into taking the steel tip off the whip.
Don't louse it up for us.
What in God's name you doing with that can of nuts?
Boykin, what does it look like?
Special job for Mr. K himself.
We's in the toy and novelty racket, see? We swiped, that is, we managed to acquire this nifty little gizmo here.
Sports a couple of interesting features.
We cracked the code and Boss Kringle makes a fortune selling it over the holidays.
Which means big bonuses for the likes of us.
Give it up. You'll never manage to reverse engineer that can of nuts. It only works in the presence of Max's ineffable aura.
Right. I hate to say it, but you guys' auras are just plain effable.
Ah, Guan, you chumps got no more claim on this can than we do. Only we got it, and we're keeping it, see?
We'll see about that, you bonsai bandits.
No, Maximus? I think we should go.
Huh?
They're only going to kill themselves trying to figure it out. Meanwhile, we've got the toy idea that's going to set the industry on its ear. See you in the funny papers, suckers.
Wait a minute! The boss will pay big if we bring him a great new concept.
And it's true, we ain't getting nowhere with this can of nuts.
Tell you what, Pally, we might be willing to work out a trade. Give us your toy idea. If it's really a winner like you say, we'll let you have the can. No fuss.
It's a toy biplane.
He's on to something there. Air travel's the latest thing.
It can't miss. Snowcone, get the boys working on a prototype, post-haste. I'll spring it on the boss when he's good and jollied up on milk and cookies. It's a cinch he'll give us the old ho-ho-ho.
Raises all around.
And you don't mind giving us that can?
Oh, that. Love to, Mac, but, me friend here's sort of attached to it.
Yeah, it's like it's part of him.
What do you say we remove some parts from some elves?
After you.
Ow! Ow! Hey! Oh, stop! Ow!
What's that stuff that comes out of them when they splatter?
Sure. People use it to thicken eggnog. We've got to beat the Spunks Challenge.
you can penetrate the gate of the Sphinx.
Whee!
Go away!
Ready to give the challenge of the Sphinx a try, my friend?
The nostrils are shut.
The Sphinx has awakened. You are indeed a seeker of substance.
We like to say he's pleasantly plump.
Place your offering in the divine nostrils.
May the divine odor of chocolate chips prove pleasing to thy nasal cavities.
Very good. You have passed the first threshold. Now, recite the words of the inscription.
Foot, snake, squeagle, squeakle, bird.
Well done, my friends. Now, there's only one barrier between yourselves and ultimate victory.
You chattering little ice monkey! If those two chuckleheads beat us to the prize...
Don't worry about it, boss. Oh, so they got lucky on the password. Look, I'm gonna get them through that gate.
You've done it! You have beaten the challenge of the Sphinx! You are the gifted one I have been searching for.
I'm the gifted one.
I'm his manager.
No matter, I've got tickets for both of you. Tomorrow morning, you set off for sunny Egypt aboard the Disorient Express.
Gee, thanks.
I may weep with gratitude.
But that's not all. An even more fabulous prize awaits you, and another challenge should you choose to accept it. I charge you with the task of delving into the actual tomb of Samun Mak and recovering the legendary Devils Toybox.
Is that all?
Say no more. We're on the case.
Time to roll out Plan B.
That's it? No final embrace? No slow fade? No interminable credit sequence with cheesy pop cover of the title tune?
No, it ain't over yet, little buddy. We've still got the most important reel to go, remember? I think the story's about to come to a head. And speaking of coming to a head, I need to duck out for a minute. Don't you start the last reel without me.
And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, fresh from the triumphant tour of Lower Middle Egypt, the scourge of the mole people, treasure finders extraordinaire. Please welcome Samuth and Maximus.
Hi, folks. We didn't mean to interrupt the show. Here's that toy box you wanted. We'll be on our way.
Just as soon as you cough up our prize.
Of course. But before I hand out the big reward, perhaps I can coax our intrepid adventurers into telling us a bit about their grand adventure.
Not much to it, really.
Came, we saw, we conquered. Hand over the loot.
So I'm afraid my audience wants all the gory details. Don't you, friends? Pass through the mouth of the Sphinx.
After we got the can of nuts back from the elves, my little buddy and I squished into it and rode the Sphinx's tongue through the gate.
An astounding story, all the more convincing for being implausible.
Now do we get our...
However, Once inside the tomb of Samon Mak, you were faced with many more dangers. Magic spells, deadly traps, bloodthirsty mole men. However, did you manage to beat the odds and secure the Devil's Toybox?
Cleverly noting that Grandpa Mole took his cues from a hieroglyphic inscription, we turned ourselves into bas-relief tomb carvings, shuffled over to the marquee where the inscription was located, and added additional glyphs which had the effect of reversing the spell.
And also we got eaten and spit up by an asp.
What a strange and compelling, if convoluted, story. Audience, give them a hand for what they've been through. And the adventure does not end there. I'm told that you two were victims of a brazen daytime heist on the train ride back from Egypt. Can you tell the audience how you managed to thwart the thief and recover the treasure?
The robbery was committed by none other than that irrepressible scamp, baby Amelia Earhart.
She almost got away with it, but we were a little too tough for her.
A resourceful duo, don't you agree?
That's nice. Now, how about that reward?
Fear not, my talented little logomorph. You will receive your reward, right? No! My dear Maximus, you have been chosen to play the starring role in the greatest spectacle of the age, the summoning of Yog-Sagoth.
The hell I have! Where's Samet?
Yog-Sagoth, most terrible of the Ancient Ones, banished from this earthly plane for 6 long millennia. But you, with your extraordinary psychic gift, you will intone the words to bring him from the realm of darkness into the light.
The hell I will!
Yes, the hell you will. If you refuse to play your role, a certain friend of yours will meet an unfortunate demise.
Samet!
An unfortunate demise in a vat of flesh-eating ants.
Yikes! But are you sure this role is me?
You are the one with the gift. Which reminds me. Can't have you pulling any funny business.
All right then, let's get it over with. Cue up the entrance music.
Yog-Sagoth, primal prince of chaotic night, descend to us through the writhing wastes of utter darkness. We summon thee with the deathless words from the Book of Abominations. Now you say, Umke Onine, the other ways Einfe.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. What's my motivation supposed to be?
Abject fear.
Right.
This is where my skee-ball expertise pays off.
Charlie, am I glad to see...
Now you say, Umke Onine, the other ways Einfe.
Okay. It's... Yeah, well,
wait.
That's your...
Of the what?
What the...
Such a pity. Welcome.
Whoa! Scenes like this are unsuitable for impressionable viewers like me. I see him! There he is! In the chest!
Yog-Sagoth?
Tentacles, glowing red eyes. Yeah, gotta be him. Shorter than I expected him to be.
Let me see. Where?
close. Okay, onion A, the other way's Einfei.
Uh-oh.
Well, that was impressively grotesque.
We certainly gave the audience their money's worth, wouldn't you say, folks? What about this thing?
Oh, that's right. Can't have the Devil's Toybox falling into any other villainous hands.
Where should we stash it?
Fellas, I appreciate your thinking of us, but we don't do that old world hocus pocus anymore. I got a nice dry cleaning business, and Nefertiti's going to school for...
Dad! I told you! It isn't Nefertiti anymore! It's Bubbles.
Sorry we can't help you, but you see how it is.
Yeah, we see how it is. Come on, Maximus.
Boy, America sure has changed these guys. I hardly recognize them. Look, Samuth, they even slice their cucumbers lengthwise.
What? Nicht kann diese Duse Fiesel einzufällen. It is true. Papa, have we fallen so far? We have forgotten our heritage. We have forgotten we are moles.
Okay, we'll take the toy chest back.
Great. Keep us posted if...
But you've got to help us guard it.
You will live here in this boiler room with us. There's plenty of space.
How about we compromise? Our kids will open an office in the building and help you keep an eye on the chest.
We've got kids?
Shut up, Maximus.
It's a deal. Now let's see. We'd better cast that spell of protection to keep it safe.
Let me do it, Dad. Stand over there so you don't get zapped by the magic.
Wouldn't want to do that.
Let's see. How does it go again?
The Holstein Hex! You're not turning me into no cow!
Maximus!
You know, there's a great basement apartment opening up on 83rd Street. 2 bedrooms, built-in washer-dryer.
Two skeletons, 4 mouldering reels of film, and 1 buried toy box. A century-old story, now forgotten in the sub-basement of history. But the past has a disconcerting tendency to claw through the freshly laid sod of the present and wrap its cadaverous fingers around the entrails of the future.
Well, that took longer than expected. The restroom in the train station was closed, so I had to... Hey! You watched the ending without me, didn't you, you malevolent little fiend? So tell me, what was the big final act twist? Samuth and Maximus dragged underground by sex-crazed anarchist sewer rats? Come on, little buddy, don't keep me in suspense. Obviously, the story was moving towards some mind-boggling final twist. So what was it? Max, what's wrong with you? Little buddy?
Keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times. The ride is about to get twisty. Thanks to our magnificent brains, most of us live out our lives under the delusion that we are in control. But are our brains truly in control? Makes you think, doesn't it? Engrossed in the thrilling cinematic exploits of their ancestors, the freelance police have had no time to ponder these eternally vexing questions. But in mere moments, they and you will be plunged headfirst into these murky philosophical depths when Sam returns from his ill-timed bathroom break to discover They stole Max's brain.
Max? Little buddy? No, 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 no! No!
What happened?
Hey! What happened to Max? Talk!
We don't know!
1 second we were guarding the Devil's Toybox.
Then bam! Out went the lights!
Through a fog of rage, darkness, and raisinets, I tried to remember what Flint Paper told me about interrogating suspects.
Rule number one, don't let the suspect control the conversation. Get him talking, then surprise him. Interrupt him with a question, or call him a liar, freak him out. And if all else fails, bring little Miss Persuasion out for a stroll.
Actually, I think it was more of a boom, really.
Really? Because I distinctly heard it more like a bam.
Anyway, someone knocked us out with a booming and/or bammings.
Go ahead. Put us out of our misery.
Since we've lost the Devil's Toybox, we might as well be dead anyway.
Too easy. Keep talking.
Well, that's the last thing we remember until you woke us up and started snarling at us.
Yeah, that's the last thing we remember.
Rule number two, timing is everything. When you hear the suspect lying, that's when you jump in and accuse him.
Yep, I was totally unconscious the whole time. I certainly didn't see anything interesting. No siree, Bob.
Can we go now? The apocalypse is at hand, and we've got plans to make.
No, liar.
All right. I came to before Jebediah, just in time to hear the telltale sounds of a brain being removed from a bunny.
Obadiah, why didn't you do anything?
I was afraid that he'd remove my brain too.
Who? Who took Max's brain?
It was the space gorilla.
Skunk Ape.
Of course. He must have been released from the penal zone when the toy box was stolen.
I'm so sorry.
Not half as sorry as that brain-stealing space ape's gonna be when I catch up with him.
Rule number three, mole men are easy. To crack the tough nuts, you'll need information to prove your case. Sometimes you gotta ask around to get the dirt on the doers. Now, go get 'em.
I wrote a mental note to thank Flint at Max's funeral and got ready to squeeze some punks. General Skunk Ape. I should have known. That space ape had wanted Max's brain ever since he found out it was special. Now that special brain was gone, and I was cut loose, drifting in the neon current, hoping for a lucky break. Hello, ugly. You're one of Skunk Ape's goons. Where's your boss? What did he do to my little buddy?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunk Ape since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed across the dimensional boundaries. Anyhow, since Skunk Ape's imprisonment, I've been reevaluating my life choices. I've abandoned violence for a career as a sign spinner. It's a very fulfilling, low-temperature job, more suited to a space ape of a certain age.
You lie!
No, it's true! I've abandoned a life of violence and conquest for an honest, peaceful job as a sign spinner. See?
Ah, you rat! What rat?
Frankie the Rat. He traffics in stolen merchandise in tawdry gambling rings.
Where can I find...
And brain-related a little while back. Spill! I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fellow was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his umlauts and tvortisnaks and whatnot.
Then what?
I was almost done helping the guy, see? When bam! All of a sudden, this space ape comes barreling down the street, fighting with some other mook. A space ape carrying a brain!
Skunk ape.
I hadn't seen anything that weird since Aunt Jacqueline's vacation slides from Pismo Beach with the...
You lying, dirty rat!
No, really, it was a space ape and some dweeb in a goofy hat. Anyway, so I grabbed the tourist, and we ducked behind a bunch of crates with the other gorilla. We kept our heads down until the fight moved on down the street. And that's all I know about the space ape what took your buddy's brain. No fooling. That's all I know. I don't know.
You lie!
Hey, Sam, I never lie about my cowardice. I'm really proud of it. So now what?
One more time. What do you know about my partner's brain?
It's like I was telling you. I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fellow was wandering around in circles, scaring...
Where?
Hey, take it easy, big fella. I sent him right over that way, about 2 miles.
Frankie the Rat helping a tourist? It was absurd. Absurd like Max was, back when he had a brain. So imagine my surprise when I found Frankie's tourist wandering around the bad side of town.
Oh! Ah!
You foreign guy! What's your story?
Ooh, an American police shakedown! How thrilling!
Yeah, it's a real honor. Now, what do you know?
Well, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats.
And Frankie sent you here?
Yeah.
That filthy lion rat.
You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have been more of an Ödeler Spuckenfreundl affair. But I digress. After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ibble-skibbled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district. Maybe I am mistaken.
Liar!
Moi? Lie? How dare you make such an accusation without a shred of proof? When I get back to the hotel...
Fine.
Fine. No, well...
Let's hear your sad little story again, from the top.
Very well. About an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful. Anyhow...
Museum district?
See, yeah. As a child in Europe, I always dreamt of visiting your city's famous museum district with its Institute of Incomplete Technologies and Hall of Filthy Arts. It's a little more underwhelming than it appeared in my schulbooks. Any Flugen, I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have been more of an Ödeler Spuckenfreundl affair. But I digress. After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ibble-skibbled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district. Is that one of your famous American handguns? Fascinating. We don't have any of these in Europe, you know. Shall I continue?
Let's hear your sad little story again, from the top.
Very well. About an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have been more of an ödeler Spuckenfreundlich.
A hard rain's coming, pal.
Your grimness is depressed. So, as I was after the fight moved on, you know what else? I'm starting to think that this...
What?
Ibbelskibbelt. It's a common European word that describes the feeling of mild disorientation combined with nagging doubts about a rat. Honestly, what do they teach you Americans in your schools?
Video poker!
So, what else would you like to know?
Let's hear your sad little story again, from the top.
Very well. About an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful.
Then what?
I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg... At least I think it was Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have been...
Liar!
Nein, it really was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg, but more like a kleine Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. But anyway... After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets. You know what else? I'm starting...
Liar!
What? Lie?
Fine.
Fine. No.
Let's hear your sad little story again, from the top.
Very well. About an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful.
You lie!
You're right, it was more like 57 minutes ago. Yeah, but you American police are stinklers. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg.
Ultra super colored what now?
Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. My people's word for a stunning battle between a strangely garbed man and an alien space gorilla carrying a brain in a jar. So, where was I? Oh, yes! After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ibbelskibbelt in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. And you know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district. Maybe I am mistaking the friendly rat's directions.
It's a strange land, all right. Strange and dark and twisted.
Please stop! I'm already ibbelskibbelt enough.
Sorry.
De nada. Anything else? People in this country are so intense!
The tourists seemed like just another victim circling the drain, but I knew there was more to the story. It was time to circle back and flush out the truth. Back! Now where's Skunk Ape?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunk Ape since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed.
You're lying!
No, I'm not. I haven't seen the General, and I defy anyone to say otherwise.
Go on.
As I was saying,
Since Skunk Copy's imprisonment, I've been reevaluating my life choices. I've abandoned violence for a career as a sign spinner.
Reevaluating your life choices? What does that even mean?
Skunk Copy's defeat made me take a really hard look at myself. Honestly, is there anything more pathetic than a middle-aged space gorilla waving his blaster around the galaxy like some kind of teenager?
How about a dead partner?
The only way to break the cycle was to just walk away. Now I have a wonderful job as a sign spinner and...
How nice for you.
But enough about me. You should talk to the rat. Yes, the rat. He certainly seems plugged into the ins and outs of this gloriously filthy material. Are you trying to threaten me with that?
Maybe.
You are aware that my ultra-dense space gorilla hide renders me impervious to your puny earth bullets, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Where were we? But where's Skunk Ape?
I already told you. I don't know. I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed across...
What are you...
Don't you remember when you and your part...
Oh yeah, that.
As I was saying, since Skunk... I've abandoned violence for a career as a sign spinner. It's a very fulfilling, low-temperature job.
Hurry it up.
But enough about me. You should... Yes, the rat. He certainly seems plugged...
Rat? What rat?
Frankie the rat. He traffics in stolen merchandise and tawdry gambling rings.
Where can I find him?
He hangs out on the corner of Veni and Vidi in the Latin Quarter. Hey, don't you want to know about our baby iguana sale?
Frankie, what do you know?
I was given directions to a confused tourist.
To the museum district?
Yeah, poor fella was wandering around in circles.
Don't lie to me, Frankie. I talked to your tourist, and it looks to me like you sent him over to the wrong side of town to get rolled by your rat pack.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But this conversation is over. I ain't saying nothing till I get some legal representation. The nerve of some people, trampling a rat's God-given meringue.
Do you want a lawyer? Here's an attorney from Smith & Wesson.
Okay, I'll talk. Sheesh. Like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town, but I was just winding him up, really. Hey, ask me, the schmuck deserved it. Acting all high and mighty and European.
You're lying! No, wait, you're not. Keep going.
Anyway, when the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind a crate, and I, picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high-exchange European stuff, but all the other guy had was funny-looking green cubes.
Other gorilla? What other gorilla?
Believe it or not, it was another space ape. He was spinning a sign for some pet store, the poor schlub.
So that dirty punk sign spinner did see Skunk Ape.
Anyway, after the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble, and I skedaddled back here. And that's all I know, honest. Ask anybody. They'll vouch for old Frankie, if they know what's good for him, that is.
Souvenir?
Yeah, something fell out of the funny hat guy's pocket, and the tourist scooped it up.
What was it?
I don't know, something.
So the tourist didn't leave empty-handed after all.
So what now?
Stick around. I may be back.
I shall count the minutes.
Now where's Skunk Ape?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunkapi since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final terrified...
That story ain't gonna wash, Bonzo. Your pal Frankie told me all about how you and he hid from a fight between Skunk Ape and some other guy. Now, make with the lip flapping and I better like what I hear.
It's true. A few of your Earth minutes ago, I was spinning my sign for Frankie the Rat and a tourist when General Skunkapi came running down the street, chasing after a strangely garbed man. To my everlasting shame, I cowered behind a crate like a common Venusian bonobo.
You're lying!
Why would I lie about seeing Skunkapi after you just caught me in a lie about nuts?
Sorry, lost...
As I was after... I'm surprised he didn't come back for it, but he appeared to be in something of a hurry.
What's that? A brain remover?
I believe it's one of the toys of power that my general has been collecting for the past 25 Kryleks.
I knew that. Give me that toy.
No! I need it to get back in General Skunkapi's good graces. Once I return... Oh, how I've come to miss standing at my general's side these past few hours. I wonder if he'll promote me. That pitiful pop gun will never make me give up the rhinoplasty Earth Dog.
But where's Skunk Ape?
A few of your Earth minutes ago, I was spinning my sign for Frankie the Rat and a tourist when General Skunkapi came running down the street, chasing after a strangely garbed man. To my everlasting shame, I cowered behind a crate like a...
Strangely garbed?
Yes, a man in a faded jacket and a strange hat. He seemed to be carrying a box of some sort. General Skunkapi was in hot pursuit. After the general and the stranger fled the scene, I discovered that he had dropped this. I'm surprised he didn't come back for it, but he appeared to be in something of a hurry. Oh well.
Give me that toy!
No! Once I reach... Oh, how I've come to miss standing at my general's side these past few hours.
Huh. You're fooling yourself, kid.
What are you talking about?
The only thing Skunk Ape's gonna welcome you with is a fistful of phasers. You can't go home again. You can't even get on the porch. You've tasted the apple, peed in the pool, bitten the hand that rocks the cradle. You're a sign spinner to him now, and that's all you're ever gonna be.
You're right. It's hopeless. No matter what I do now, I'll never soar through the galaxy at my general's side ever again.
And I hate to tell you, but you're not a very good sign spinner either. I hated to see a grown gorilla cry, so I got in the car and looked for another lost soul to join me as I gazed into the abyss. Finally, a clue. The last time we saw the rhinoplasty toy, Max's special brain used it to turn into a bazooka. Now it was gonna lead me to the guy who stole that special brain. It wasn't exactly ironic, but I didn't care. Crimetron, do your stuff! What do you mean not found in database?
The Crimetron requires additional clues to make an informed deduction.
Clues? I haven't got time for clues. Max's body is starting to smell differently.
Then maybe you should stop yelling at my girlfriend and start with the clue finding.
A repeat performance.
Let's run through it one more time. And speak slowly. I'm an American.
4. About an hour. You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's red.
There was nothing left for me there. Nothing but a low-down lion rat.
Ooh, a repeat performance.
Let's run through it one more time. And speak slowly. I'm an American.
As I said before, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I heard so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. It might have been more of an...
Hurry it up!
After the fight moved on, you know what else? I'm starting to...
Don't play innocent with me, metric lover. The rat saw you pick up something after the fight. Now spill!
Yeah, it's true. I took a souvenir from the fight. I didn't think anyone would notice. Here.
Norrington? Who the heck is Norrington?
I don't know. Just don't hurt me. You Americans are all animals. Animals.
Norrington. The name rang fewer bells than a sleigh in July. Hopefully, it would be enough. Okay, Tron, this is your last chance before I start looking for an upgrade. Come on, you obsolete hunk of junk. Talk! Where's Skunk Ape?
Sam, no!
Stop holding out on me!
Get away from her, you brute.
Finally.
Audiences across the country say, you're a monster, Sam.
What have you become?
The Museum of Mostly Natural History, the tarnished jewel of the city's once thriving museum district. Max and I always meant to visit, but we'd never gotten around to it. Now we were finally going to take in its thrilling and dubiously educational displays with a vengeance. All right, Skunk Ape, it's time to pay the piper, plus tax and applicable service fees. I should head upstairs where the action is. It's a telltale trail of Grandpa Stinky's brain-preserving demon broth. Could Max's brain still be alive?
Superior technological might, necromancer!
Slow it down your simian hindquarters, barbarian!
Skunky and overweight? He's looking pretty spry for a 120-year-old. And there's the Devil's Toybox. And is that...
Sam! Get me out of here! This whole place smells like gorilla and patchouli.
Sam, the interloper who foiled my scheme to collect the toys of power and re-imprisoned me in the penal zone?
Sam? The great-grandson of the patron who put the kibosh on my intricate plan to unleash Yog-Sothoth and take over the world?
I hate that guy.
I hate that guy!
Yes, a common enemy. I propose an alliance.
You get the galaxy, I get the Earth?
Agreed!
Nice going, Bubble Brain.
Don't blame me. I'm still trying to find the volume controls on this thing.
Minions, after him!
Sam? Aw, man! Now I'm stuck in here with the alliance of C-list supervillains. It was way more fun when they were fighting. Is that an espresso machine? Because I've always wanted to pour caffeine directly into my brain.
This device is used to maintain the complex matrix of energies between the Devil's Toybox, your magnificent brain, and Paperweight's chaos magic, and funnel them into the planetarium's crude projector.
Fascinating. Now tell me more about my magnificent brain. Hey, Skunky!
Yes?
I see you've got your old band of lackeys back together.
Yes. My mighty army is once again ready to take on the galaxy. At least they would be if Paperweight's filthy security guard wasn't underfoot. That disease-carrying insect had better keep his pestilent thorax away from my boys.
What are you two scamps doing with the Devil's Toybox?
We're tapping the nigh-infinite power of your brain to create a bifurcated vortex of technological and arcane energies to impel the toys of power to return to their point of origin via a 5-dimensional matrix of quantum foam and sympathetic magics.
Yes, of course.
You have no idea what I just said, do you?
No, but if it means more psychic toys for me, then vortex away. Why are you working with that creepy Paperweight guy?
Monsieur Paperweight and I have reached an accommodation.
Is that legally permitted in this state?
I'm lending my scientific prowess to his mystical efforts to draw the toys of power into the so-called Devil's Toybox.
That spell thing Paperweight's working on. It wouldn't have something to do with summoning an elder god by the name of Yog-Sothoth, would it?
Now that you mention it, Yog-Sothoth's name did come up once or twice. He's certainly touchy about that precious tapestry of his.
Yeesh. Now that you and Fezhead have stopped fighting, could you tell me how my brain ended up outside my sexy little body?
I took it from you after I was suddenly ejected from the penal zone.
How come I didn't notice?
You appeared to be entranced by a primitive form of Earth entertainment.
Around here, we call it a popcorn coma, big guy. So, long time no see.
Long time? Yes. If only you knew how long. It has been but a handful of Earth hours since you and your companion imprisoned me in the penal zone. However, due to the temporal phase shifting of the zone, I experienced years of maddening nothingness during those fleeting hours.
Ah, that would explain the tiny crow's feet around the eyes. Not to mention that telltale old gorilla smell. What are you planning to do with my brain once this whole Toys for Jerks drive is over?
The same thing I planned to do before you yanked me. My scans indicate you don't even like girls.
Could you try not to kill Sam? He's my designated driver whenever I'm in the sauce like this.
Oh, my minions won't kill him.
That's good.
They're under strict...
Could you go over there for a while? The way you're salivating over my anterior cortex is creeping me out, frankly.
Very well.
Well, at least I know that Max's brain is still alive and kicking. I'll never get back in there while Skunk Ape and Paperweight are working together. Maybe I can break up those lovebirds from out here.